Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to World Health News. This is your host, Dr. Yavuz, physician, entrepreneur, and venture architect. I am doing a very international and very interesting episode. If you are someone dealing with medical device, do not miss this one. This is the World Health News United Kingdom Brexit medical device episode. United Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen, outlines post-Brexit medical device regime starting January.
The new IVDR regulation, published in May 2017, presented a challenge for the sector, as no notified body had previously been approved to undertake conformity assessments under this new, more stringent legislation. I'm delighted to announce that the competent authority in the UK, the MHRA, has confirmed our UK notified body is one of the first in Europe to be designated under the IVDR. The in vitro diagnostic industry is undergoing some of the most dramatic changes in our lifetime, as the number of products requiring notified body assessment increases from approximately 20% to 80%. With capacity issues being a concern, our designation will help manufacturers start the process to transition to the IVDR. And over the past 2 years, we have invested heavily in increasing resources and training our people to be able to deliver IVDR conformity assessments at this critical time for the industry. Our designation to the IVDR is testament to the dedication, expertise, and skills of our people, and we are proud of our amazing team who have worked hard to ensure both BSI and our clients remain resilient to the challenges ahead.
So the United Kingdom has set out how it will regulate medical devices after it fully splits from the European Union at the end of the year. So in the guidance published recently, the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency outlined plans to continue recognizing CE marks until mid-2023 and give companies 4 to 12 months to register their devices and in vitro diagnostics. At one time, the United Kingdom planned to voluntarily transpose all key elements of the incoming European Union device and in vitro diagnostic regulations into its law. Those plans are absent from the new guidance, which states MHRA will take into consideration international standards and global harmonization in developing its own system. So the United Kingdom left the European Union earlier this year, but has remained subject to its rules under the terms of the transition period agreed to smooth the Brexit process. The transition period stops at the end of 2020. After that, England, Wales, and Scotland or Great Britain will be free to make their own regulatory regime, assuming faltering efforts to agree to a trade deal do not impose any restrictions on their activities. The situation in Northern Ireland and the other country in the United Kingdom will be different, reflecting challenges created by its land border with the Republic of Ireland.
I've lived in this house since about the 60s. I miss being able to nip out into the garden and dig a few things up. I just can't do that sort of stuff now.
I genuinely am worried that Brexit is going to impact on the care system in the UK. Of the various people that come and visit Dad, care in his own home, and the people that are working in his current nursing home, the majority of them are not from the United Kingdom. If fewer people want to come to Britain because they aren't treated as skilled workers, they aren't treated with respect, they are considered as something we don't want when we desperately do, we're going to all suffer, and I don't think enough thought has gone into that. If we have targets to only have skilled people coming into this country and they set skill just on income level, that is going to cut out most carers. I personally think caring for people, caring for other human beings is an incredibly skilled thing that people do.
MHRA shed light on what it plans to do with its newly gained freedom in a guidance document. CE marks and the certificates issued by the European Economic Area-based notified bodies will remain valid until the end of June 2023. Beyond that, companies will need a United Kingdom conformity assessed UKCA mark to sell devices in Great Britain. Products sold in Northern Ireland, where the incoming EU Medical Device Regulation (MDR) and In Vitro Diagnostic Regulation (IVDR) will apply, will still need to carry CE marks after June 2023. UKCA marks can accompany the CE mark on products sold in Northern Ireland, but not on devices placed in the European Union market. MHRA is set to gain the power to designate United Kingdom conformity assessment bodies in January. Those bodies called CABs for short will assess if products meet the UKCA mark requirements.
Hello and thank you for joining us today. I'd like to give you an update on BSI's commitment to the medical technology industry. BSI has been a leading notified body in the European medical devices system for over 25 years now. And immediately after the 2016 EU referendum in the UK, we triggered our pre-prepared contingency plan to establish an alternative notified body in the Netherlands, which we were delighted to be able to announce we were successful in achieving towards the end of 2018. The effect of that being that we are able to ensure continued market access to the European medical devices market for our clients. So in addition to responding to Brexit, we're also having to respond to the single largest change in the regulatory regime in the medical devices industry in Europe in our lifetime, which we believe is actually going to lead to a reduction in the number of qualified, competent notified bodies from in excess of more than 50 at the start of this year to probably around about 20 by the end of this year and beyond. This means that at the moment there is a shortage of capacity in the industry, an imbalance between demand and supply. BSI's response to that is to make sure that we invest now and for the foreseeable future in building additional human and technological capacity to meet the future demand as it arises. The BSI team worked incredibly hard last year to ensure that BSI was the first notified body to be designated under the MDR here in the UK, and I was delighted that we also issued the first MDR certificate to a client recently. We anticipate that we'll also be designated to the MDR in the Netherlands and the IVDR in the UK later this year. The BSI board has already approved substantial investment now in the coming years to ensure capacity in the industry provided by BSI. For example, this year we will have already recruited in excess of 200 additional employees, all with 5+ years industry experience in product design and development, with very, very strong academic and scientific foundations behind them. And that recruitment process will continue. The investment is going to focus on improving our infrastructure in IT to ensure stronger systems for better regulatory compliance, more process efficiency, which I believe will be a huge benefit not just to our clients but also to our employees. BSI has been a resilient organisation now for nearly 120 years. And whatever the regulatory, political and economic changes that come our way, we're absolutely committed to being a leading notified body in the European medical devices system to ensure, above all, those critical patient outcomes that are so important. We are incredibly proud of the reputation and trust that we've earned at BSI with our clients and regulators. I would like to reassure you of our continuous commitment to supporting your industry in future.
United Kingdom notified bodies currently designated under European Union directives on medical devices, in vitro diagnostics and active implants will automatically become United Kingdom approved bodies in January 2021, giving them the power to conduct conformity assessments. While companies have more than 2 years to gain UKCA marks, the grace period for compliance with MHRA's requirements that devices and IVDs are registered is shorter. MHRA is giving companies 4 to 12 months, depending on the risk class of the product. Companies based outside UK will need a responsible person in England, Wales or Scotland to place devices on the market.
Small and medium-sized enterprises, or SMEs, are the backbone of Europe's economy. They are a driver of innovation in the pharmaceutical sector and play a key role in the development of new medicines. But for small companies, finding their way through EU rules and regulations can sometimes be a bit challenging. So, if you're an SME in the pharmaceutical sector, we're here for you. The European Medicines Agency, or EMA, has a dedicated office to support companies like yours. First of all, you need to have SME status assigned by EMA. Now, what do you need for that? You need to be a registered company in an EU country and meet the definition of an SME. What makes you an SME in the European Union? Your company and its subsidiaries should have less than 250 employees, and either the annual turnover is no more than 50 million euros, or the balance sheet total is no more than 43 million euros. As a registered SME, you can benefit from fee incentives for regulatory procedures submitted to EMA, such as scientific advice on medicine development plans, marketing authorization applications, or inspections. When your medicine has reached the stage of marketing authorization, EMA provides translations of product information in all EU languages free of charge. You can also take part in our training sessions and receive newsletters and updates on various regulatory topics. The SME office can also advise you on the support available during the development of medicines for human and veterinary use. Have a look at our website and find out what the EMA SME office can do for you.
The proposals which are subject to parliamentary approval set out some of the near-term effects of Brexit. Some of the longer-term implications remain undecided. The United Kingdom planned to adopt any European Union legislation that came into force during the transition period into its own laws. MDR, which was due to take effect in May, would have been such a piece of legislation. IVDR was always due to come into force after the transition period, but the United Kingdom planned to transpose all the key elements of the law. With the European Union delaying the MDR date of application until next year, neither piece of legislation will take effect before the end of the transition period, and as MHRA stated, will therefore not automatically apply in Great Britain. The government could voluntarily choose to transpose the law as it planned to do with IVDR, but the guidance suggests it has other plans. MHRA wrote that it will take into consideration international standards and global harmonization in the development of their future system. What that means for medtech will become clearer as MHRA holds discussions with industry in the fall. Early indications of the direction of travel in the United Kingdom are found also in the Medicines and Medical Devices Bill, which is set to create new enforcement and data sharing powers, and the Independent Medicines and Medical Devices Safety Review that called for MHRA radically improve its handling of adverse event reports.
The Prime Minister Boris Johnson told us that he wanted to reach a political agreement quickly. The Prime Minister also stated 3 red lines. Number 1, no role to the European Court of Justice in the UK. Number 2, the right to determine future UK laws without constraints. Number 3, an agreement on fisheries that shows that Brexit makes a real difference compared to the existing situation. However, over the past few weeks, the UK has not shown the same level of engagement and readiness to find solutions respecting the EU fundamental principles and interests. There must be robust guarantees for a level playing field, including on state aid and standards, to ensure open and fair competition among our businesses, also over time. This is a core interest for all 27 member states, and in my view, also for the UK. On the level playing field, the UK still refuses to commit to maintaining high standards in a meaningful way. On state aid, Despite the clear wording of the political declaration, very clear, we have made no progress at all. This is all the more worrying because we have no visibility on the UK's intention on its future domestic subsidy control system and regime. We respect the UK political debate. The time for answers is quickly running out. The UK tells us it needs certainty for its businesses, okay, but that cannot be at the price of long-term uncertainty and disadvantages for our business in the EU. We respect the UK government's political choice and we are ready to work on solutions. But the EU cannot accept and will not accept to foot the bill for the UK's political choices. The EU has always insisted that an economic partnership with the UK must include robust level playing field rules and an equitable agreement on fisheries. This means simply that by its current refusal to commit the condition of open and fair competition and to a balanced agreement on fishery, the UK makes a trade agreement at this point unlikely. If you do not reach an agreement on our future partnership, there will be far more friction. For instance, on trade in goods, in addition to new customs formalities, there will be tariffs and quotas. This is the truth of Brexit. This is the truth of Brexit, and I will continue to tell the truth. If we want to avoid this additional friction, we must come to an agreement in October at the latest, so that our new treaty can enter into force on the 1st of January next year. This means that we only have a few weeks left.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this video. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and looking forward to stay tuned with World Health News at NTR. This is your host, Dr. Selim Slay, physician, entrepreneur, and venture architect. Take care and all the best. Bye.